Hi, friends. It's Bob and Fran. We're both in our 80s, and we are all about healthy aging and, of course, healthy eating as well. In this lighthearted video, we will present a food trivia quiz to all of you. Yeah, I love trivia. And we want to see how many questions you can answer, so sort of play along. We've saved our favorite question for last. That is to hook you in to watch the whole video. So let's start to play 20 questions right now. What's the first question, Fran?
The first question is, who is said to be the person to introduce tofu to America?
So this is a multiple choice question. So your choices are, was it Ben Franklin, Ben Affleck, Ben Gay, or Benjamin Button? You know, Benjamin Button was the guy whose age kept going in reverse.
Younger, right?
Yeah, we're hoping to emulate that.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty easy one. Obviously, it was Ben Franklin. And he did that in 1770.
Wow.
We didn't start eating tofu until about 1780.
That's how old we are. So the second question has to do with water. And it is really an interesting fact that it takes 25 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of wheat. So the question is, how much water does it take to produce 1 pound of meat?
Does it take 100 gallons, 500 gallons, or 2,500 gallons?
Well, the answer is 2,500 gallons.
Yeah, that's compared to just 25 gallons of water for 1 pound of wheat.
So you could see how the earth is being sort of damaged. Our water supply is being taken up by so many animals that use this water.
Right.
So the next question.
Who is Greta Thunberg?
Is she a famous plant-based cardiologist?
Is she a rock singer turned whole food plant-based expert?
Is she a climate activist? Or is she a vegan chef that you see on YouTube?
Obviously, the answer is that she is a climate activist who won the International Children's Peace Prize in 2019 and was chosen the Time Magazine Person of the Year also in 2019.
And she's won a ton of awards worldwide, and she's very famous. And I don't know, we owe her a lot of gratitude.
Absolutely.
She's an extraordinary person who's out.
She's only like 17 years old.
Well, I think she's older now.
Okay, but she's young.
She started young,
Yeah,
but I'm sure she's in her 20s now. But
Okay.
she's still going at it, doing everything in her power to save our environment. So the next question is about food. And the question is, which of these foods contain the most iron? Is it tofu? Is it spinach? Is it oats? Or is it mushrooms? And the answer is?
Well, you probably thought it was spinach because you've always heard how much iron there is in spinach.
Wasn't
but
it
the
Popeye
truth
that
but he didn't know about tofu. Tofu actually has more iron than spinach.
The next question is,
what do Rosa Parks, Angela Davis, Mahatma Gandhi, and Martin Luther King Jr. all have in common?
well, they were either heavy smokers, they were all chocoholics, or they were all plant-based, vegan,
Or vegetarian. And the answer is that they were all plant-based, vegan, or vegetarian.
We couldn't trick you on that one. That was pretty easy. So, Fran, what's the next question about the term vegan?
When did the term vegan start being used? Was it in the 1940s, the 1960s, or the 1980s?
What's the answer?
In 1944, a British woodworker named Donald Watson announced in his Vegan Society newsletter that because vegetarians ate dairy and eggs, he was going to create a new term called vegan to describe people who did not eat dairy or eggs. This was in response to the more popular American Vegetarian Society that was started 100 years earlier by Sylvester Graham.
By the way, Sylvester Graham,
Yeah.
he was the inventor of graham crackers.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So the term vegan started in the 1940s.
Okay.
Next question is.
So did we.
Yeah, yeah, early.
Early
1940,
1940s.
Yeah. It was 1940.
Yeah.
The next question is, how many more people could be fed in the world if crops were used for feeding people rather than feeding farm animals? Is it 100 million people? Is it 1 billion people? Is it 4 billion people?
You guessed it. 4 billion people could be fed if they ate more plants instead of animals.
Let's go back to tofu again. I dug up another question on tofu, and it's about what country did it originate from. So our choices for this one are Australia, could be, China,
Maybe.
or Samoa. And the answer is
China.
China.
That probably didn't surprise you.
Yeah, I think it goes back like 2,000 years or something from what I read about it. The next question is about plastic in our oceans.
This is really sad.
It is estimated that the amount of plastic in our ocean, this is plastic that comes off of beaches and cruise ships and stuff people just drop in the ocean, plastic bottles or plastic balloons, and
Plastics of all kinds.
yeah. So it is estimated that the amount of plastic in our oceans will outweigh fish by what year?
Would it be 2050, 2075, or 2100? It's believed that if the practice of overfishing continues, our oceans will be depleted of fish, maybe not in our lifetimes, but in our children's or our grandchildren's.
So the answer is 2050. Yeah.
That's not too far away.
Yeah. The next question is about vitamins. And the question is, what is the only vitamin needed for people who don't eat animals?
Now, you can get just about every vitamin you need from plants except for one, and the one is vitamin B12.
Well, I didn't give the choices. I was going to give vitamin
sorry.
K,
Okay.
vitamin C,
Vitamin A, any vitamin. B12 is the only one that you need to take a supplement for, since that is not derived from plants. Hi, friends. Just a quick break here. Bob and I are very concerned about the dangerous chemicals in our drinking water and how they can ruin our health. So for several years, we've been using this convenient and economical AquaTrue tabletop reverse osmosis system in our kitchen to transform our tap water into filtered and purified water. No installation or plumbing is needed, and the result is pure, delicious water. So we urge you to click on the AquaTrue link in the description below and see for yourself how this can add so much to your healthy lifestyle and longevity. Please invest in your health now. Next question. Which of the following problems is factory farming not responsible for?
It's not responsible for deforestation, for greenhouse gas emissions. It's not responsible for pollution or water shortages.
Well, unfortunately, it is responsible for all of them. deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions, pollution, and water shortages.
That was our meager attempt to trick people, but
Yeah,
I think you all out there probably got the answer right.
yeah. Now the next question might surprise you.
What is the main ingredient in most plant-based meats, the fake meats? Is it soy? Is it seitan? Or is it pea protein? And the answer is
Pea protein. You probably thought it was one of the others, but pea protein seems to be the main ingredient in most plant-based meats.
the next question is, what percentage of people who are plant-based eaters have lower rates of breast cancer, cervical cancer, ovarian cancer, and prostate cancer? Is it 12%? Is it 17%? Is it 34%?
Well, fortunately, it's 34%.
Who have lower
Lower risk.
cancer
Right.
rates. So eat
Keep
your
eating your
veggies.
veggies.
Number 13 out of our 20 questions, and I think they might have been misnumbered, but it's
Yeah.
close to 20.
It might be 14.
So here's a fact from the World Health Organization. And the question that, according to them, is what is the leading cause of most chronic diseases?
And chronic diseases would be type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and many cancers. So is it binge watching on Netflix? Is it an overactive sex life? Or is it a poor diet?
And of course, the answer is a poor diet. And it's not just us saying it.
It's the World Health Organization.
So we want to spread the word and eat a healthy diet over a poor diet and really improve your chance of not getting these chronic diseases.
Right.
So here's a good one. Geography question.
This might surprise you.
Which country has the highest percentage of plant-based or vegans per capita? Is it China? Is it Israel? Is it New Zealand? Or is it
The United
USA?
States. And the answer is with 5 to 8%, it is Israel.
Yeah,
They have the highest percentage of plant-based and vegans per
per
capita.
capita. So it's a
Pretty cool.
relatively small country. We've had the good fortune of visiting there 3 or 4 different times. And gosh, we like the food there very much.
Yeah. Next question. Plants yield how many times more protein per acre than meat? And this is kind of funny because one of the questions we all get as plant-based eaters is, where do you get your protein? Obviously, the protein comes from plants because plants yield how much more protein per acre than meat?
Well, the choices here are 2 times more, 5 times more, or 10 times more.
And
The answer is 10 times more protein.
so don't worry about protein. All the doctors that we've heard speak say they have never treated a patient who was protein deficient.
That's true.
It doesn't exist.
Okay, here's a quickie for you. And I had to really think about this one, but I think Fran probably knew it. Is an avocado a fruit, a vegetable, or a crossbreed? And the answer is it's a
Fruit, but you might eat it as if it were a vegetable,
Yeah.
but it's delicious. Okay.
Here's sort of a downer in the way of
But at
facts.
this time of year, it's important to understand this.
Yeah, and right now we're recording this in the month of October.
But it's not very far away from Christmas and Thanksgiving.
So the question is, in the US, how many turkeys do you think are killed just for Thanksgiving every year? Is it 500,000? Is it 990,000? Or is it 45 million turkeys? And the answer is
Astonishingly,
45 million turkeys just in the United States
For Thanksgiving.
for Thanksgiving.
Now, this is another interesting factoid. The USDA data shows that just over 9.1 billion chickens are slaughtered for consumption annually, and some 1.4 billion chicken wings were eaten during Super Bowl weekend alone.
So, wow, it's sort of a dreadful kind of news, but we thought we'd
But it's
try to
important
make
to
it a
know.
point.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Next question.
It's pretty quickie too, I think. I had to think about this one.
Okay. You may not have even known this one.
We'll see. And the question is,
What is tempeh made from?
is it made from bean sprouts? Is it made from fermented soybeans? Or is it made from portobello mushrooms? And of course, the answer is
Fermented soybeans. It is one of the healthiest foods because it is fermented.
and so I
The
think
last question.
this
number
is the
20.
one we really wanted you to stick around for. And the question is sort of a social question. How do you know when someone is a plant-based eater or a vegan? How do you know this when you're in a room, we'll say 15 people? Can you identify them because they're extremely skinny? Or most of them wear glasses? Or the answer is, don't worry, because they're sure to let you know very quickly. And so I wonder how you scored on our little quiz.
So please let us know in the comments section below. And why not share this strictly for fun quiz with a plant-based vegan friend or two? Hopefully they'll subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can create more videos for everyone. And we look forward to seeing you again very soon.
We hope you enjoyed the quiz. See you soon. Come
Bye-bye.
back. Bye-bye.